and gentlemen, our next participant is Moka, and the title of the project is Women Through Spheres. So you have 15 minutes for the presentation and 5 minutes for question and answers. And your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Today, the presentation on the project Women Through Spheres by the David Initiative will be presented by myself, Ashley Claire, and my friend, Rashmi Bouria. Following with the content along the way, we will have the introduction, rationale, data collected, our objective, about the project, a glimpse of the job done, the team, and a conclusion. Women Through Spheres, while helping others, we often find solutions and inspiration to better ourselves as well as others, and we, as young, leading women, we want to inspire other women to reach their utmost desired potential. We want to create a legacy of women who want to help and to be helped when in need. Through honest conversation, we may help each other, and we want to offer women a platform for them to feel seen, heard, understood, and appreciated. The mainstream reason for the undertaken project is to increase the force participation of women, decrease violence against women, and to address existing challenges and gender disparities in our society, and to increase entrepreneurship and business ownership by women. The data collected, we have seen that the labor force participation of women, according to the World Bank, increasing women labor force participation by just 10% can boost Mauritius GDP by up to 3.2%. For violence against women, according to a survey by the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family Welfare, about 45% of women have experienced some form of physical and sexual violence by their partners. For challenges and gender disparities, according to the Global Gender Gap Report 2020, women in Mauritius earn approximately 70% of what men earn for similar work. And promoting women's entrepreneurship can have positive effect on the economy and society. As of 2018, women represented about 43% of business owners in Mauritius. Our objective, by design, our objectives are already embedded in our name, that is the initiative. This standing for develop, as we want to develop girls and women to reach their potential and help us to help them. E for empower, we want to give them the opportunity not only to better themselves, but also to better others. V for validate, we want the world to acknowledge that they are human too and that their issues are real too, or at least we can help them to tackle some of their issues. I for inspire, we want women to inspire women. We want that this program keep on running by women who either were recipients of our help or were inspired to help us. Our personal touch. Our project is based on honest conversations between us and the targeted group. The aim is not only to complete the project for the Daily Initiative, but for women and targeted group of individuals to actually benefit from it, even if they might not seem to be related to the project. On our behalf, we try to involve the targeted groups at each stage of our project where we want to equip them with the knowledge and experience of how to organize particular events, since at the end of the day, we want these ladies to keep on building through what we left with them and keep the cycle ongoing as leaders themselves. Now my friend Moka will continue the presentation.
Thank you, Ashraf. About the project, we decided to split it into different phases. Phase 1 aimed to show our most appreciation to our parents and our grandparents who helped us to raise wonderful ladies, and also the strong women of a past generation. With phase 2, it was about breaking the barriers about the stereotypes which involve the dominant working fields of our society. We wanted to implement more women in those fields, and we did it by doing a seminar on the occasion of International Women in Engineering Day at the University of Moka. Following with phase 3, it was a group activity and seminar on mental health, whereby we provided our support to our young ladies colleagues by helping them to develop their trust in themselves, and also as a team by organizing activities and showing them our utmost support. Because again, to become a true leader, you have to have trust in yourself as well, be able to communicate with your group. Moving with phase 4, we spent an afternoon with the children of Safe Haven, whereby the two main reasons behind it was to provide emotional and recreational support to the children of the NGO, but as well as providing the ladies and the mothers there some emotional support and giving them some spare time for themselves. Because again, just like us, they're human. They need some spare time for themselves, they need a break. Because with all the stress they have to take care of their children, they have to work, they have everything going on. They need a break so that they can go on, they can move on further in life. Next, for a project, we are preparing to indulge ourselves into mass seminars at the secondary level, whereby we want to raise awareness on some stereotypes about male-dominant working fields such as STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Among these, we have also the construction field and many more along. We as young engineering ladies ourselves, we want to set an example for our future generation of potential lady engineers, lady leaders, that we are more than capable, we are enough capable to top these dominant male fields. As a follow-up to our phase 4, we will be implementing an employability workshop so that we can encourage these women for Safe Haven to reach their utmost capabilities and their individual and financial independence. And again, we'll be following up with them by providing support to our best of capabilities. Then, for phase 7, we will initiate a feasibility study on the relationship between the effect of stress of prenatal stress on mothers and the mental health of newborn. Because as we are all aware, for most mothers, the health of the baby is directly connected to the well-being of the mother. So a healthy mom will most likely deliver a healthy child. And again, the healthiness of her child will become the health of her mother. Along the way, we met with difficulties such as not enough resources to prepare for larger scale implementation, which was sorted out by breaking it into small projects, small phases. We also inherited the project, which at the beginning we didn't feel like a sense of belonging at first. But as soon as we started working on phase 2, we literally adopted this project because we felt like it was something that concerned us to the core. And at times, it was difficult to manage time as, again, we are only 2 students, we are final year students, we have a lot to tackle. So at the end of the day, we try to recruit more people, more ladies to help us and keep the project ongoing. Our stakeholders are New Social Living Development, Omnicane, the Université de Mascaret, Rotary Club of Saint-Pierre, and Gender Links. Now here is a short glimpse of our project. To conclude, through an area of data statistics research, we have illuminated the undeniable value of uplifting women, not only here in Mauritius, but around the world. And of course, let us remember that empowering women is not solely a moral imperative, but it is essential towards a step towards a prosperous, harmonious, and just society. And together, let us forge a path together towards a brighter future where women's empowerment becomes the cornerstone of a more inclusive and equitable world.
Let me introduce our team again. I am Ashley Claire and
Lakshmi Guria.
thank you for your kind attention. We are open to questions.
Thank you very much for this very insightful presentation. Indeed, the elements that you have mentioned is very important at the level of the UNDP as well. So thank you very much. So in terms of your project activities, if I get it well, your idea is to have various awareness sessions on the various phases that you mentioned, right? So I didn't see in your presentation in terms of timeline. When do you want to do what? And also in terms of cost, how much did it cost you to, let's say, organize these type of, do these type of events, and what was the logistics, and what was the arrangement that you've done, and what is the feedback from the events, all the events that you've organized?
Phase 1 to 4 have already been implemented, have already been completed, and as you have said, there were phases to follow up with the previous phases. Phase 5 about the awareness campaign at the secondary level is already being ongoing. We have already contacted some university students and working ex-students of the targeted fields, the STEM field. And we are planning to do a collaboration with the Ministry of Education for the latter, since we will have to do it at the schools, secondary schools. Coming up to phase 7, the prenatal study, we are already doing a collaboration, working session with 2 psychologists and a psychiatrist, so as we can complete the data collection and complete the feasibility study before we can start to implement it. And as for phase 6 is related, the employability workshop is related. We have to tackle this subject like very critically, because we are doing this at an NGO where there are women and children who have been through difficult phases in their life. So we want to have an approach where they can feel safe to join the working environment again. So this will be a further step. But for the time being, we're already tackling the phase 5, the seminar at secondary level, and phase 7. And my friend will talk about...
And if I can add about the cost for the project that we already underwent for phase 1 to 4, as we are students, we don't really have the resources, and this is why we got help, we got sponsorship from our stakeholders. They furnished us with the necessary for all the phase 1 to 4.
So I have 2 questions for you, and they're kind of linked. First of all, kudos on the topic selection, it's very commendable. So from what I understand, you have set out a problem definition, and your objective broadly is to uplift and empower women from all walks of life, whether they are aspiring engineer, student, or housewife, etc. I'm curious to know what process you went to for you to identify that the interventions that you have decided upon, which is workshops, seminars, etc., are indeed the best solution to tackle the problem. Because you could have done different ways, right? You chose to do seminars specifically towards the women. You could have done awareness campaigns for men as well, so that they can behave even better, and all kinds of things. So how did you decide that these sets of interventions are the most critical ones to address the problem? That's the first question. And the second question, did you in any way or form try to measure the impact of your sessions? For example, have you surveyed these women and said, hey, how do you feel after this session? What is the long-term impact? How has it led to certain actions? For example, at the University of Mascarenes empowerment, have you seen any movement in terms of women actually being more bold, taking up steps in the engineering space? So these are 2 questions. One is why you chose interventions. Second, did you measure the impact of these interventions, and what were they?
Well, we have gone through these activities because, again, we ourselves are young women, and we got like a certain approach. We understand women. Being a self-woman, we understand how women think. So we have a kind of understanding of how to approach them. Also, we have some friends or relatives or other people that we know in certain ways that came to us with certain difficulties and proposed to us, like, it would have been interesting if this would have been done or that would have been done. And so we tried to implement these activities to our best of capabilities. And we thought that doing seminars and workshops and tackling other issues that these women had or these young ladies had was the best approach for us. Because, again, we are just students, so we try to do it to our best of capabilities. As far as a feedback is related, after each seminar or each workshop we have done, we tried reaching out to these ladies or to the organization to get a feedback. And from my personal point of view, after the seminar we had at the University of Mascarenes, there was a young lady which was an ex-student of Université de Mascarin. It was her first time delivering a speech, and after that she contacted me and said that this was possible because she was inspired by me. She said that if she can do it, then I can do it too. And for me that was like really touching because I was able to inspire at least one girl. And as for the other, like making awareness among the men, yes, we did that. During the seminar at the University of Mascarin, there was many men present, and there was issues we tackled along with the ladies, where there were like women being harassed at work and issues like that. We tackled them during the seminar. And there were many men who were made aware because there were lecturers, for instance, who have daughters, and they had a word too. They say that, okay, we know that we have a work to do because we have daughters, we have cousins, we have a spouse or anyone in the field. So we have to be aware too, and we will try to make it possible during other conferences or when there are other ladies coming to join the work field.
A follow-up question, if you may. A follow-up question. So, what value addition do you see your activities versus what Ministry of Gender is doing? I believe there's a lot of activities that Ministry of Gender is doing around entrepreneurship, around women association. What value addition or what collaborations, if I may say, that do you foresee with the ministry?
Well, the thing is that the Ministry of Gender Equality is more focused toward doing his job, the ministry's job. But we are more concerned about the results. We want quality over quantity. For instance, when we did that activity for mental health, we were just a few of us. There were not many, but we focused on the thing that we do not want quantity, we want quality. Because if we can reach at least 2 women or maybe men, for instance, they can reach out other people. So it will be a one-one process which will keep on expanding. But on the other side, the ministry, yes, is doing a great job, is doing all the things he can do, but it is not focusing on quality but quantity. So for me, it's much more this that we try to implement.
Juste une observation. Et peut-être aussi une petite question. Tout d'abord, félicitations. It was a very good initiative. For me, every day is Women's Day. It should be every day actually. If there was no women, we wouldn't be here. Elle nous rend la vie facile, quelquefois difficile. C'est pas facile. That's all about debate. Alright. Mais looking ahead, je pense que ce que Madame vous a demandé, you've done a great job, right? That's very good. But can we replicate it? Will it go ahead? Vous avez dit que vous avez des rencontres one-to-one and everything. Comment ça va perdurer dans le temps? How are you going to repeat it? C'est ça qui nous intéresse plus parce que you started something, but it shouldn't stop along the way. Vous voyez le travail, c'est un peu grand exemple. Vous voyez le travail de Mother Teresa, vous voyez le travail de Lady Diana, people like that. We're on another level here, but what do you have in mind, to further your actions?
First of all, we are not planning to stop here. We're planning to keep on going because, as we said, we are really concerned with this topic as we ourselves, we on board, we are young ladies, and we want to keep on inspiring other women. So we are not stopping here, definitely. But to keep it going, we want to create an organization where we are going to train other women so that they can reach out to other women. So in short, we want to create a circle where we can expand further. As we said, not only on a Mauritian level, but on a global level. And that is why we also have our social media so that we can reach people on the international and ask them to help us to reach out many more people.
to cost them? How much is it costing you to go for, I think you're doing phase 5 onwards?
Yes.
Is there some costing that you have done?
Actually, since we are students and we are going to end it on our students, we try to cut down cost as much as possible. Or if we needed any additional cost, like for example for refreshment or other things we had, we try to reach out to stakeholders so that they can provide it. Because again, we do not work or we do not have the finance. So in short, our stakeholders were of great help for us. And even for the following projects, we have already started to look out for stakeholders. And again, since we are final year students, we'll be soon joining the working field, so we'll be able to provide on our side too.
Thank you very much.